To mark its 280th anniversary, Moët Chandon unveils the collection Imperial Création No. 1, a cuvée of infinite complexity. The first edition of a line launched this year to mark this exceptional event.
An homage to champagne, composed from the library of time, a vision of haute oenologie.
Produced from a blend of exceptional vintages, aged using different methods in oak barrels and on lees in the bottle, this champagne pays tribute to Claude Moët, the visionary and founder of the house in 1743. The collection, Imperial Création No. 1, is a champagne designed for eternity, which will be launched at the 2 Michelin-starred Maison Colette restaurant. At the same time, Moët Chandon announces its first collaboration with American contemporary artist Daniel Arsham. In an artistic tribute to the house's heritage, Daniel Arsham has created a work and 70 limited editions to collect that will accompany the launch of this new multifaceted cuvée.
During my initial visit here in the cellars, as you enter the cellar, there is a stained glass window or stained glass artwork at the entrance of the cellar, which was created at the end of the 19th century. And there are some angels, there's a view of the rolling hills of the vineyards. And I created this work behind me, which is a shallow relief work. It's all in white, much like the surface of the cavern in here. It's this chalk, right? So it references the actual earth where the vines are grown, and depicts sort of references to Château Serin, which is the traditional house here in Epernay, where people are invited to stay. Yes, Château Serin, the rolling hills, the cherubs, kind of bringing in all of these references. And the original design was created as a round design that would wrap around the bottle itself. And we have the over bottle, which is also being presented as part of the collaboration.
Daniel Arsham's artistic process draws parallels with the blending and aging of vintages of the precious elixir.
Yeah, so as a way to celebrate the Collection Impériale, we've created a special edition bottle which actually houses the champagne itself. It also comes in a very beautifully designed wood crate, which has a shallow relief bronze cast on the exterior of it. I always think about, with champagne, you're often thinking about time when you drink it. You're looking at the label, you're looking at the year, and you're thinking about this previous moment when the grapes were being grown, all right, when the wine was being aged. And I try to imbue some of this quality with the physical artwork that is housing.
Just as cellar master Benoît Gouet skillfully combined champagnes from various years to create the Collection Impériale Création No. 1, Daniel Arsham has skillfully composed his own works using carefully selected elements from the world of Moët Chandon. This synergy testifies to the collaboration between the artist and the house to honor the house.
So the process for creating all of this obviously started with my visit here in Epernay, which was probably 2.5 years ago. And I began thinking about the stained glass window. I took a lot of images while I was here during the first visit, and sketched out some various configurations. I would say the whole thing probably took 1.5 years to create everything. So much of my work is really thinking about time, right? The way that we move through it, the way that we package it, the way that it sort of governs so much of how we experience our lives. Champagne also has this very unique property where part of the experience of it is imagining a moment that was before, right? We talked about before the year on the bottle. Obviously, this is a very old house, and we also have that relationship with the house where we understand it's been around for hundreds of years. My work is about playing with this notion of time, and so it relates quite well to a project with champagne. So if we look at the actual relief, if we see the angel on the left side, this is directly drawn from the stained glass window, as are the 2 cherubs in the center. The right side was a new creation, which is an image of the Chateau Serin. There's a plaque with the Moët Chandon, which was a photograph that I took in the vineyards themselves. And on the right, one of the original wooden casks that the champagne was originally aged in. Now it's a kind of mixture, and Benoit spoke a lot about the quality of wine that is aged in oak, wine that's aged in metal, wine that's aged in glass, and how the different characteristics of this, for him, is a kind of alchemy of this mixture to create the Collection Impériale. Yeah, so this work began with his drawing, right? A kind of montage or collage of these various elements. Then it was partially sculpted in clay, as well as digitally sculpted in 3D. Obviously, when you look at a shallow relief, it's a sculptural image that has very little depth. So there's a bit of illusion, right, that you're playing with. It was very important in this case to light it so that there's a shadow, right? Gives the creation of this feeling of a 3D image in a very shallow two-dimensional sculpture. The work was cast in 3 sections, with the edges of it having this eroded quality and the crystals sort of having this feeling that maybe this is something that was uncovered from the past, right? Even though it's new. This collaboration for me was very much about alchemy, the alchemy of champagne, and the consideration of time. Being able to contribute to this history and knowing that this piece could be here for hundreds of years, it's a beautiful story.